Hi everyone, so let's get started. So we're going to sew the beautiful blouse and the wrapper. So here, to know the measurement that you need, you can let's put this way. You can take your measurements, your round bust if it's the biggest part, or the hip. Even if your bust is the biggest part, you can use the measurements. If the hip is the biggest part, you can use the measurement as well. So the biggest part we are working with now is okay, so it's 42 divided by, so it's 42 divided by 2, that is 21, right? So we have 21 here. Okay, so this is the allowance you will add to it, like almost 7.5. So you can decide to add like 10 inches, okay, to be on a safer side. Okay, so that is what we're going to use. Okay, so here now this one, and for the length, you're going to measure the length. So the blouse length, and you can, to measure the blouse length, you can maybe the upper part of your hip, wherever you want the blouse to stop. Okay, so I have 26 here, but I'm using 24. Okay, so I'm going to cut this into 2. So that is hip divided by 2 plus 10 inches, or plus 8. Okay, depends on how you want it. So I'm going to cut this into 2 and just take away the back. So this will be for the front. Okay, so here we go. So I folded it into 2. Okay, so the shoulder we're working with is 16, and 16 divided by 2, that is 8. So like this line is not straight. This is my starting line here. So it's 8. So we have 8 this way. Okay, so from that 8 I will come down by 0.75, which is around here, 0.75 here. Okay, so from there I will mark the armhole, and the armhole is so the armhole is 16. Okay, so I'll place the 16 here. 16 divided by 2, that is 8. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 inch to it. Okay, so that's 9. Okay, or we can make it 8.5. I think that's better. 8.5. Just add half an inch to it here. Okay, so we're using here 8.5. So I'm going to connect this to this. Okay, to the upper part. Add half inch to it. Okay, so from there I'm going to make the hip bust. The bust is 41 divided by 4, because this is into 2. This is the blouse, and the front will be into 2. Sorry, the back will be into 2. This is the front. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 41 divided by 4, that is 10.25. So it will be around here, right? Okay, so the mid width for this, which is 8.5, it will be around 4, 4.25, something like that. So here, so from there I'll go in to the side by half an inch. This applies only to the front. So now I'm going to connect this to this line. Okay, like that. Okay, like that. So so now let's take the vertical line. So this is from shoulder to nipple is 12. So we have 12. Okay, from shoulder to under bust is 16. Okay, so from shoulder to half length is 18. This here. So the blouse length itself is 24. Okay, here. So I'm going to add like 1 inch or half an inch just to turn it. Let's make it 1 inch at the downside. So now I'm going to rule the line just to connect it. Okay. So once again, this is shoulder to nipple point, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, which is the half length, and the blouse length. Okay, so the nipple to nipple we're working is 4.5, is 9. It's 9, which is 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to add half an inch to it. Okay, there, which is the bust, right? So here, the one we are, remember the bust pan is 9 inches divided by 2 is 9.5. So I can have my just the 4.5 here, and here the 4.5. So that is how we have it to the last line we have there. Okay, so after that, let's just connect. Okay, so we're going to connect the lines. Okay, yeah, so connect the lines together that way. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to divide the bust by 20. The bust is 41, so when I divided it, it was 20.5. okay, 2.05, sorry, 2.05, 2.05, right? So I can make it like 2, or I just had this after 2, after this 2, the next line I can just add it to it. Okay, so it's either you use 2 or that's that point, okay, to it. So from here I'm going to place it 2.05 or 2. Is it that way, the way you want it? Okay, so I'm going to place it on the waist and the under bust. Okay, and the down here. Okay, okay, so I'm going to connect the 3 lines together. Okay, the 3 lines together there. So from here I can come down by 1 inch. Okay, so I'll connect this in a round form. Okay, So just make it so that it won't have a sharp, something like that. Okay, you can connect it to here, then just make it straight like this, just to have a cuff, little cuff here, like that. So here, okay, this is for the front. So remember, this side we're going to cut it off. So remember I said we should add a half an inch here the other time. So you can measure it and find the midpoints of this, which is 9.5, and just find the midpoint for 9.5. It should be, that is 4.5, so it will be 4.75, just close here. Okay, so that will be the midpoint for now. And the next thing we're going to do is to connect this line to this. Okay, like that. So you can go up by 1 inch here from the, remember, from the midpoint we go up by 1 inch. Okay, the 1 inch is around there, sorry, 1 inch. So the 1 inch here, I'm going to connect it to this line. Okay, just find a way to connect it, to join it to, sorry for making different lines. Okay, I think it's my shock. So there's 1 inch in between here, just connect, because we're going to cut off here as well and this side as well. Okay, so for the neck, it depends on how you want the neck to be. Okay, so we'll make it 3.5 here. Okay, and now we'll make the down maybe let's do 4.5. Okay, so I'll just connect. You can make it V, but if you're making V, if you're making it V, you need to go down a little bit so that it won't jump up. Okay, so maybe you can put your tape and just find where you want the V to stop. Okay, so we can, let's make the V, let's make it 7.5 or 7, because I don't want 7 by 3.5. Okay, so for V we have different V. There's V you can just cuff this way, and there's V you can make it sharp. Okay, so I'll just, because the neck here is not too wide, so I will just make it a little bit cuff. You will not make the, you will bend your hand a little bit, can you see? Okay, it's not sharp. Okay, so we connect it to the 0.75 here. Okay, there. So now we can now place all our measurements. We placed this already, which is 10.25. Okay, like, you can measure again for you to be sure, because we're going to cut 1.5 away. So we have like 4.75 here. Then just place it from here again, because this in between here is going to be cut off. So let me have 4.75 plus 3.75, so that should be around 8.50, which is okay for me here because the armhole is 16. Okay, the armhole is 16. Now remember, we still extend it here for the sewing allowance, which is 2. Okay, so that is why I said we should have half an inch to it, so that it can help us to match up here. Okay, and if I said we should increase it here maybe 1 inch, I don't want it to be too wide, so that is why. And for the bust as well, we're going to place it here, which is 10.25 here plus 2 inches. Okay, then here remember we take away like 2.1, that'll be 2.05. Okay, so the 2.205, we're going to add it to this from the side as well. So for the underbust is 32 divided by 4, so divided by 4, that is 8. So I'm going to place the 8 here first. Okay, so the 2 that we're going to cut out here, we're going to add it 2.05 here plus another 2 inches for sewing allowance. Okay, so that is for the underbust. And the waist is so the waist is 40. Okay, so we're going to place the 10. 40 divided by 4, that is 10. Okay, we're going to place the 10 here, add the 2.05, then plus 2 inches. Okay, and the same thing will happen to the downside. So anything we have here, which is, and you can just place it again, 10 inches plus 2.05, then plus 2 inches. Okay, so the next thing is to connect. Okay, connect that way, this way. Okay, and if you're not sure here, you can always extend the armhole to here. So that is for the front. And the next thing for us to do now is to cut. So I'm going to cut it out. You can start from the neck and see the way I'm cutting it. That is why you will know that the V is not sharp. Okay. I'm just spinning it because I will use this to cut the main fabric. Okay. This is not the main fabric, this is the lining. Okay, so for the down, remember we added 1 inch already. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to cut off here that way. All right, so here I want to pin here. I think it's moving, shifting to, so if your line is like this, please pin it. So just cut off the other side like that. Okay, so this is what we have for the fronts. Okay, so let me show us the V-neck. Here's the V-neck. Okay, so for the back, so this is the back. I just rule out the lines. So this is the starting line, this is the shoulder to nipple, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, and this is the length. Okay, plus 1 inch. So the waist is 40 divided by 4, 10, plus 2 inches. Okay, and same thing here. There is 10 plus 2 inches, that is 12. So just connect. Okay, can make this place not too sharp, just make it curve. It's because of the shape. Okay, and that is it for the back. And the next thing is to just cut it out, and after cutting it out, cut this out and leave half an inch here just to join it together. There's no need to cut it through. Okay, then you can use this to cut the main fabric. And for the side here, for the side here, we need to place the front and the back together and just come up by 1.5 for the side, then have it this way. Okay, for the back. All right, so I'm just going to cut it out and use it to cut the main fabric. Okay, then I'll be back. So here is the back. So this is 1.5 for the zipper allowance. Okay, this side for the zipper allowance. So from here to here is nipple points, under bust, waist, and the length of the blouse plus 1 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this in the 1.5. So from the zipper allowance here, I'm going to take the shoulder measurements, the back, which is 16 divided by 2/8, come down by 0.75 here. Okay, from here we're not going to add anything to the back like the way we had half an inch to the back. So this is 16 divided by 2/8. So we're going to place the 8 here, just connect it, connect the lines. Okay, so we're going to place the bust span, which is 9. So I'm going to add half an inch just for the sewing. Okay, I like it that way. Okay, I have it that way. And to the down, half an inch. To the add half an inch to the bust span. Okay, so here we're going to put the bust measurements, which is 41 divided by 4, 10.25 here. So that is the 10.25. Okay, so we can just make, be careful here, don't make it too inside, to go inside it. Okay, just to make it normal. Okay, and not to, for it to be out too much. Okay, then place the shock. Yeah, not too in, not too out. Okay, so this is here. So from here we're going to add 2 inches sewing allowance. Okay, so for to that side. Okay, for the neck, remember we use 3.5 here. Okay, so for the down I'm going to use 2 inches, depending on how you want it. You can make it low, high. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 inches here and just connect. Okay, that way. So here, just find the midpoint here, which is 8, 4, or you can measure it round like this. And we have 9, so that will be 9.5, which is here. So I'm going to go up by 1 inch. Okay, so I'll connect here this line to this line. No, sorry, it's not coffee. Don't make it coffee because my. Okay, just like that, and that is for the back. And just place your measurements. Remember, we are not cutting anything out here. So the bust is what? 10.25 plus 2 inches. The waist is 32 divided by 8 divided by 2, so it's 8 divided by 4, 8 plus 2 inches.